After the textured ceiling has been lightly scraped and liberally sprayed with water to soften up the compound, wait about 10 to 15 minutes for that water to really soak through and really soften up this layer, which makes it much easier for scraping. After 10 to 15 minutes, I've used an 8-inch drywall knife. I'm also using a wall stripper knife with a very sharp blade because I know I have wallpaper to remove also, and I know that the base wall is plaster. If the base wall is drywall, I don't recommend using the wall stripper scraper. It's a little too sharp and you can gouge it too easily. I also wouldn't spray as much water if I knew the base wall was drywall because the drywall could absorb some of the moisture I've sprayed onto that ceiling or wall. So these tips are definitely for a plaster base wall. On this plaster we have 3 layers of wallpaper and a layer of very thick textured drywall compound. My 8-inch drywall knife is scraping off big sections at a time. It can really lift, it can go underneath that compound and really lift large areas. My wall stripper knife is shaving it down as well, but it's also shaving some of the paper I have to remove underneath that drywall compound. In any case, whichever knife, don't use too much muscle. Let the knife do the work. If the blade isn't sharp enough or it isn't the right knife, switch it up. In this case, we go north, south, east, and west with the 8-inch drywall knife. Its texture is a little bit of a swirl pattern, so there are starts and stops, and it comes off in those kinds of sections. You can go any direction. Just get underneath that compound between the surface of the compound and the ceiling and just jab at it, scrape at it. But when you're using too much muscle and it's not coming off, it's time to wet the surface again. It's dried out. You've gotten everything that you can. Go back to your pressurized water sprayer. Spray up another section. Don't forget to scrape down the edges of the drywall compound so that you can break up the paint and primer on it before you spray it. Wait another 10 to 15 minutes and start scraping again. In the next clip, I'm going to repeat steps 1 and 2 on a different day in a different section so you can see once again how to just lightly graze the surface of the drywall compound, when to soak it up, and how to scrape it.